Hello guys, once again welcome to this video tutorial eLoops channel on YouTube. Today I want us to do this. This just came to my mind and I know it's useful actually, especially if you are developing maybe something like an e-commerce site where users are to select the quantity they want. As they change the number, the total amount is changing automatically. You see what is happening there? This is quantity and is updating there. So what I actually did is, once on key up, once this is pressed, once the button is released, whatsoever value is here is multiplied with another value I set somewhere, and the total is shown here. Then later, using jQuery, I will show you how to grab this value and send over to your payment processor to conclude the payment. But for now, it's just to automatically update the figure down there once this is changed. So I will show you the JavaScript now. Okay, so that is the JavaScript I used. I just created a variable here, grand total, and the value is 10. It's just for this tutorial purposes. Now this is a form, and I have the input, user input there. That's the user input. That is the input type number where they update the quantity they want, and that's the class I use there, Naira input, and that's the name I use there. Okay, so I used Onchange, not on key up, Onchange. So once there is any change, whether the user types directly or changes using those buttons there, this function is triggered immediately. I created a JavaScript function down there, over here, that will handle the update. So the initial value, the hidden value is 1. That's the initial value there. So the initial value actually, which is subject to change by the user. So, and this is the initial total amount. So once this is changed, this man over here, this JavaScript here, does the calculation and returns a value and updates this amount here. So later on, I can now use my jQuery to grab the values and send over to the processor, but that's not what we are here for. This is our concern today. So now we've seen the form and we've seen where we want to write our output to. So immediately this button is clicked. Immediately we'll click. Okay, normally this one takes us to the jQuery where we want to send to the payment processor, but this is not our concern now. This is our primary concern. So once this value is changed, this function is triggered, and this is that function, calculate total. So you see what we did here. I created a variable, JavaScript variable, and using document.getElementById, I grab the value of this input. Get element by ID. The ID of this input is Naira input. That's why I type Naira input as the ID. Dot value. I want to grab the value. Immediately this is changed. We grab the value. Also, we check if this is greater than 1. We know that the default value is 1 already. So if this is greater than 1, that is the value here. If it's greater than 1, then do this. Whatsoever is here, do it. S, just exit. Don't do anything. So once this value is changed, that means it's greater than 1. Then this will grab this value here. Using PHP echo, you must echo actually and put it in a quotes like that. So we using PHP echo method, this echo, we save the value here, that is 10. We save it here in this JavaScript variable. So the next thing is we'll grab the value here. We'll get this value here, document, using document or query selector. We'll get the ID, that's why I use this hash dollar to grab the ID, and we'll save it in dollar result as the variable where we save the dollar result. Then we calculate total. We want to know the total now. The total is whatsoever value, new value that is here, multiply it by this value we grab from this PHP variable grand total, which we saved in PHP var. So this, of course, I converted the two of them to number just to make sure that they are integers. So using the multiplication, using this multiplication sign there, which is asterisk, and multiply the two values, whatsoever result I get, I save it in total variable. So I believe you know your JavaScript operators by now, if you are doing multiplication plus and all. So whatsoever value I got from these two is saved here in total. Then using inner HTML method on this dollar result, which is this is where we are targeting. We save this total result here using inner HTML method to write to this guy. Then we return whatsoever value we have, and it reflects there. But if, remember, if this value is less than 1, if it's less than 1, is not equal to or less than 1, just exit, don't do anything. So that is how I was able to get that done. So you see, once I change this value, that value changes automatically. If I reduce, the same thing happens. So you can see this, nothing happens, because is less than 1 now, so nothing will happen. So for each time this is clicked, that function is called, but nothing happens. It just exits because we have a condition there that if it's not equal to or greater than 1, just exit. So nothing happens here. But once we get to 1 and goes above 1, you see something happens. So guys, I hope this helps someone out there. So stay subscribed if you've already subscribed to my channel. If you've not, please subscribe. I'll be releasing videos frequently as I work. It may not be like other channels where they have a stipulated time when they release their videos. No. As I work during my projects, if I just come across anything I believe will help someone out there, I just put it up. So stay put. You'll be seeing more videos from me. Thank you. Okay.